Welcome back to Linux Launch, Basic Linux Skills with the C-Model Framework. You're in the first module, Command Line Basics, and we're now looking at the letter O in the command acronym. O stands for Orientation. Orientation is about getting familiar with your Linux environment, learning what system you're on, who you are in that system, where you are in the file structure, and how you're connected to the internet. So what system are we on? We might want to know what version of Linux kernel we're using or what version of Ubuntu we're running. To find this out, we can run the command uname-a, and this shows us the kernel version and some basic system information. We see the Ubuntu version here. Another way to get similar information is to run the command cat/proc/version. The cat command displays the contents of a file, and /proc/version contains version information provided by the kernel. Proc is a special directory that holds system and process information. So what about the host name? If you're working for a company and connecting to multiple remote systems, you might want to confirm that you're on the right machine. To check the computer name, you run the command hostname. So we'll run that by pressing enter, and you'll see the host name. I've named mine demo for this class. Of course, yours will be different. Now let's look at where we are on the system. To see your current location in the file system, we run the command pwd. And that stands for Print Working Directory. So we press enter, and in this example we see that we're in /home/sysvin, which is my user's home folder. This is where I would store information like documents, downloads, pictures, and so on. Now we've seen what system we're on, where we are in the system. Now let's look at who we are in the system, who we're logged in as. If you want to know which accounts you're using, especially to check permissions, run the command whoami. When we press enter, this shows the username that I'm logged in as. Mine is sysvin, which is a play on my name, Kevin, and also a little nod to the old sysvianet system in Linux. Another way to check your username is with a system variable. We talked about system variables earlier when talking about $shell. Here we could run echo $user, and this will show us the same result as whoami. Now here's an important thing for us to understand. We've seen what system we're on, the host name, we've seen where we are running pwd, we've seen who we are running whoami, but we can also get the same information by looking at the terminal prompt. Let's first change into the desktop folder with this command cd desktop. Now look at the prompt. You'll likely see your username, the system name, and the current folder. In this case, it's the desktop. Now, not all shells contain this much detail, but Bash, which is the default in most Linux systems, includes this information in the prompt. Now, having looked at what system we're on, who we are in the system, where we are in the system, now let's look at how we're connected to the network. To check your network settings and IP address, we would run the command IPA, and that's short for IP address. And you'll see a list of network interfaces. The one we're interested in, ENP0S3, the EN stands for Ethernet, P stands for the PCI bus, and S refers to the slot or device number. Yours might be named something different like ETH0 or something like that. But either way, you'll see your IP address listed there. So we see my IP address is 10.2.0.15. So now you know how to find what system you're on, where you are in the system, who you are in the system, and how you're connected to the network. That's it for the letter O, orientation. Join me in the next lesson as we move on to the first M, which stands for mapping the file system. I'll see you there.